Hi, welcome. This is a video where we're going to look at Linux Mint. I just saw a post where Linux Mint 20 has been released, and this is, of course, Arch Linux. It's Plasma, and at this point in time, just for fun, I'm on ZSH. Greetings, Earthling. When I press Ctrl-Alt-T again, it will do something else, right? So it's a random theme. Okay, system is up to date, Simple Screen Recorder is running, and Super F7 is launching VirtualBox. I start always from a template. I'll better show you what these settings are at the moment of speaking, which is the 28th of June. Right, so settings, just go over all the tabs. 50/50 for my memory. I'm not going for EFI, so that's this one. So it's just DOS or how do you call it, BIOS thing, right? And processor is 8 CPUs, 4. Enable this one for INC. Never done this one. Okay. Acceleration, all normal settings. This one I've put all the way to the top. I used to do it more like this, so you try out what's best for you. This always should be either this or this, never this, or this if you like a very small screen, 840 by 640 or something like that. So it's super small, not much fun. So this is 1920 about 1080. So that's my screen. Storage, never mind. Audio, never mind. Network, never mind. Serial ports, USB, shared folders. That's something we've added since we have something running in our virtual machines or in our guest machines. You can add something, a script. So well, it is a script, but it's an alias to a script. And the only thing you have to do is here, have something, right? VBox shared, create a folder in your home directory, create VBox shared, right mouse click, create new folder, call it the way it is, and then address it. So click on plus and put, say, this is the path to it, that's the name to it, full access, auto mount. So I can share between the host and the guest, right? That's the point. But doing this here is not the only thing. You need to run something inside the guest. I mean, well, all right. So that's VBM. That's the alias. All right. So that's the settings. Then we better get Ctrl-G. We better get our Linux Mint stuff in. So we have Cinnamon Edition. That's the one I've been working for like 4 years or more. So you might not know this. Let's take a torrent. But prior to Arch Linux, let's go and put them in documents and downloads here. Downloads. I think that's okay then. All right. We can, prior to, let's stop this guy and delete this guy better. So prior to Arch Linux, prior to Arch Linux, prior to anything, I was years on Linux Mint, right? You can see that on YouTube, you can see it on ericdubois.be, and mainly on Cinnamon always. I like the Cinnamon look, and well, the workflow worked for me, the design worked for me, so I stuck with Cinnamon. Now there's more than that. There's also Mate. Right. I hope that's right. Okay, Mate. Let's stick U in as well. Then there is XFCE, so that will be interesting to see, but not yet, I suppose. Maybe here. Okay, I found the link. And we used to have DBE, I think, and Plasma as well. But I guess those are out at the moment. So, just a revisit and a nostalgia moment. And then also a little promise I've made some time years ago to make sure that the Sardi and the Surfn icons stay okay for these guys, for this distro specifically. So Linux Mint, Cinnamon. Let's take the one. The first one is that one. So it's, you see how easy it is. You clone this, you have your settings, everything is ready, and you don't have to do it over and over again. Just clone it, the damn thing, and then choose a disk file. Go to downloads. Nothing there. Then it's gonna be here in home. He always does that. The loser. So Cinnamon, booting up. Always interesting to see what happens if you press tab. You see what's behind it. So VM Linux, file, Cinnamon precede, boot, Casper, init.rd, quiet, and a splash. Right? Escape. We're back. Starting compatibility mode. No mode set. Remember that word already. No mode set. You can type it yourself just by a tap, edit, and then type something. Escape. Enter. Done. This one is gonna do this. When config enable is true. Okay. Integrity check, hardware detections, boot, memory test. So, okay, we've taken a look at it and we boot up. It's still a nice logo. I liked it back then. Still like it now. Control F is what I quickly did, so we get 1920 by 1080. Right Control F, full screen. Okay, so this is my, yes, this is my feel from back in the days, right? This is a great operating system. It is. But it's a Debian one, so you need to learn other words, other commands to update things. If you want to go to the terminal, that is, because most of the things you can do probably here on the in a GUI, in a graphical user interface. So the point is, let's go through it. That's 1, 2, have a look at Arco and the Sardi and Surfn icons. In the meantime, we always can look at the new things. Advanced features, always interesting to do. You can use LVM with a new Linux Mint system. We do hope that Calamares will support it in the future as well. And then encrypt, we know we can encrypt on Calamares as well, but encrypt with LVM then, or something else. What's the something else? The something else is, let's take plus. Can we take plus? Not yet. New partition table. Continue. Now we have a free space, plus. So just wanted to show you this, the drop down. X4, X3, X2. So back in time. BTRFS journaling file system, GFS, XFS, FAT16, FAT32, swap area, physical volume for encryption, and do not use the partition. So if you see the drop down in Calamares, it's 1/3 less, I think. We have more options in Calamares, but okay, it's we always use the tools we get, right? There's nothing else we can do, except in Arch Linux. Well, go for the Arch Linux installation, right? The Arch Linux way of installing. That's your best option. If Calamares does not provide what you like, what you want to have. Brussels, okay, cool. And then, where am I? I still like my short password. Login automatically, I'm not going to do it. I want to see what comes up. Is it LightDM? Is it not? Is it SDM? SDDM? Is it GDM? Right? So choices, it's also here. This is Linux, it's all Linux, right? Firefox is Firefox everywhere. Plasma is Plasma everywhere. Cinnamon, yeah, sure. It's gonna be more or less the same. I'm not going to say it's 100% the same, but it's going to be really feeling much like it, right? But it's still, well, a different Linux operating system with its own quirks and updates and issues and things like that, right? It's still another distro, but the source where it's all built upon is going to be the same thing, right? It's a developer that develops Firefox. It's not for, well, developers in that case. It's not written for one Linux system. This is one I need to create. I've written it down already. Warpinator is one of the icons I need to fix. I can only recommend this piece of equipment, boot repair, even donated to the guy, because I had installed something on my son's computer. You know how it goes. You want to have, on every computer you want to have Linux, right? Something went wrong and his Windows gaming partition, somehow it got screwed up. And with boot repair, it just was so easy, right? Just a way to fix the boots, if you have different partitions, a Windows and a Linux, and maybe another Linux, and things get more and more complex, you get into trouble. Simple as that. That's why my advice is always, has been always, will be always, just take a tray where you put in SSDs, put it out, one operating system per SSD is the way to go. No frustration, just fun. And you switch between a gaming SSD from Windows and any Linux you like. Right? But sometimes, right, you want to make it difficult for yourselves, and the reason might be also that financially you can't have a bay or several SSDs and it's just one machine, and you have to partition it and divide it into two to even try out Linux. Well, remember boot repair, to the word boot repair. And why not donate to the guy, right? When you're out of a pickle and the problems have been solved, why not help the guy a little bit? So you download it from here, SourceForge boot repair. Jan Amrun. I guess I'm going to the internet, but it's gonna take a while, it seems. Close. Quit. Okay, thanks. The software manager. So obviously you recognize this from Arch Linux, right? It's just the GNOME software manager, but made a bit nicer. New name, new icon, and it's still the software manager, but change the code probably so that it is what they like, that it does what they want, and so on, right? But it's basically a way to choose your software. And click and draw, click and launch, or click and remove, or click and install. Joe's own editor. Okay, how's it? Aha, restart now. That's gone. Now we're booting Linux Mint. This is the look we get on screen, high contrast, screen reader. There's only one choice here for keyboards, and that's it. We have this. So here you can select your other desktops, like I've made tutorials how to install i3 on Linux Mint. So you would have the selection here, i3, because i3 just works on any Linux system. Yes, it's worth doing some research on that, because you can take it everywhere and it's gonna work everywhere, so that's cool. Desktop colors we can change. You see the colors up here, so that's a neat trick, right? To immediately change to some kind of look, traditional, modern. Okay, I think I have to wait a little bit more. He's applying it. Let's do it again. Then there are system snapshots. We know the application, right? It's time shift. You see already in the logo the T from time shift. That's of course super interesting. Arch Linux is lacking this as a driver manager. Check the driver manager to see if it recommends any additional drivers, for instance, for NVIDIA, because launching this won't help a thing because we're in a VirtualBox. Update manager, system settings, system manager, firewall. So all nicely put together, the things you'd like, but basically it's the same thing as just clicking here, because this is your configuration system or system settings or anything like it. The names differ on different desktops, but basically that's what it is. And you go over them, and see what do you want to have, what do you want to do. And I think this one, action on title bar, double click, toggle maximize. That's it, right? Action on title bar, double click. Yeah, that's what I want to have, but this one I don't want to have. When I drag it to the top, don't like it. That's in half, and it's still in half. Years after, it's tiling, I guess. Maximize instead of tile when dragging window to the top. That's the thing I don't like. So that's better for me. I like to throw it to the top and then have it maximized. And all the rest are the normal things. Somebody was asking something about the mouse, the speed and all that. How can you set it? So it depends on well, desktops, if they provide custom acceleration or not. You see, it's that easy. The slider and even a touchpad. I'm a bit amazed that I'm looking at a tab that says touchpad, because I'm on a desktop, and usually desktops hide it since it's no use here, right? So it's visible even though I don't have a touchpad. I don't know what's the best thing to do, show it or not show it. So all right, that's that. Let's go to the Sardi and Surfn sources. There is GitHub. Surfn, Yahoo! And now we clone it by downloading it. Okay, save, do, okay. And the other one was Sardi icons download. And we do find the first link to be the correct one. Blah, blah, blah. Always go here, never go here. Just want to know, really sure that that's the last one. If it's not fast enough, you can choose another one, right? US, 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 Canada. It's already there, fast enough. Right mouse click, extract here, right mouse click, extract here. We don't need you. Home. Then Ctrl H. Make sure you have a dot icons. Right mouse click. Ooh, I see something I don't like. Preferences. The toolbar. yeah, toolbar, new folder, open in terminal, like the home, done. So if here you have now two new things. So the terminal is a neat little trick, and the folder. So the folder is .icons. Voila, that's open. Anything you find on the internet, see that you have the right level. I mean, don't copy paste this over. See that you copy paste the folders over that contain the index theme, right? So go inside, do you find an index theme, one level up, that's the thing you need to copy. To here, and then Sardi as well. So one down, index theme, found it, one up, copy all these folders. Now, any Linux system, if it's not Plasma, knows what to do with that. And we have themes. And it's gonna work, it's gonna read. It needs to read a lot. This particular thing needs to be, needs to read a lot of icons. So here they are. So Mint X has been helped by the creation of Horst. Horst 3180, the one who created the Arc themes, has already also created these nice folders, these icons. And we use these icons as well. You see this one and that one is actually the same. Aqua and Sardi Arc is the same. So the folders are coming from Horst 3180. And the colors have been changed a little bit. So we have a mint white sand and so on and so on. Mint white dark orange, the pink, the blue. So you can mix things, and that's cool. That's cool. Mixing things is cool because looking at the same thing year in, year out, I mean, no. So I'm gonna take Sardi Flexible Arc. So it's the same Arc folders from Horst, but these icons are then from Sardi. So what I'm gonna go for is have a look at all these things that are in here, and I have to make a new one for drawing, new icon that is. And one for a Warbinator, right? Now, how do you do that? You go and have a look at the file system, user, okay, user, let's go bigger. User, share, icons. Let's try that again by typing down here somewhere. Icons. And oh no, sorry, I was thinking something else in the meantime. So are the icons okay? You go to user share applications. Everything should be blue except some things like this. You don't change those. Drawing, that's the one we should change. Open with text editor. All we need to know is the icon. So Control find icon. Name, do not translate. This is the name, right? So some guy, Mao Shans, thought that would be a good name to have his application, right? But we, the icon developers, should create now an icon with that name. Otherwise, it will stick to that particular icon always. Whatever you choose, if it's Numix, Papyrus, Paper, whatever you use, it's gonna be that one, right? And that's a little bit a pity. So you want to change that, and the developers of the icon themes have to create one in this case. This one is unimportant. We don't see it. Neither do we see this one. But this one we saw in our menu, and it's what we see that we need to change. So next, it's the Warbinator, right? So it's actually also a new application, so let's run it. Send and receive files across the network. I haven't tried it since it's a VirtualBox, but it's pretty clear. The question is still, how is it doing it? Bluetooth, wireless, LAN cable, I don't know how he's doing it. but that you can find easily on the internet. Actually, there was also 3 things here about Warpinator, send receive files, okay, and preferences maybe. Start automatically, file transfer. It's a port, incoming port for transfers. So it's not Bluetooth at all. Alright, okay. Samba does the same thing, right? Samba shares folders and then you send from A to B. Or you put it on Google Drive or anything like that, anything online. It's shared as well. And last but not least, a USB from A to B. And it's shared as well. Now what might be interesting to show you as well, guys, is there is something called a hard code fixer. And it's inside Arcolinks by default. And Fogalong is one of the developers of Numix. So Numix icon theme, download zip. He has this, this script, and he has us as helpers. Every time we find something, we tell him, look, that particular file is hard coded. That means that the developer who creates an application uses it's enough to show you like this, uses a path like this one, user share pixmaps. Well, when you change an icon, it's always going to be user share pixmaps 2048, and so on. It's never going to change. So basically, with all the input we gave him and his application, we're going to change the hard-coded path in the normal icon name. And then icon themes can create an icon with that name and done, right? So that's cool, but you need to know some things. Well, one of the things is that you need to run it as sudo fix sh. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. No, that's not gonna work since I forgot a slash. And it needs curl, so I don't know what system you're on, but if curl is not installed, you'll have to install that first. Fixing HP printer and Python. Remember 2 icons we had that were not important. We didn't see them anyway, but they're fixed now. So in here somewhere is 1 Python less. So this Python is changed, but in the meantime, of course, 3.8, 3.9, 3.10. So all these things have different names because of the version. So each time you have to change them. Now HP is here somewhere as well. HP is gone. I don't see him anymore, but it's in here somewhere, and it has its own icon. But the ones who do not change, so drawing here, and the other one, the Warpinator, Paper, Papyrus, Numix, all of us need to change or need to create a new icon theme. Alright, so that will be the same for Surfn as they go hand in hand in development time. So that's this button. So in themes, they all look good. Okay, themes. We have Sardi flexible, but there's also Surfn arc. We like that one as well. So this is less obvious that this icon is not from the theme, right? It's less obvious because there's, more freedom in design. So this guy here as well, doesn't really fit in, but it's not that bad either, right? So that's now your look, and it changes. Icon themes is and wallpapers and themes and all that. That's what it makes fun. That's what makes Linux fun. Theming and changing the look every week or every month or every day. It's up to you, right? So that's that. I've tested my icons. And let's have a quick customize via this button here. Okay. Desktop settings. Can add some stuff up here. 2 icons, two monitors, I mean. I broke the system. Voila. That's all I did. Alright, so I'm out. I'm gonna create 2 icons. It's on the to-do list, let's say. Not my priority. But on a monthly basis, we work on Sardi and Surfn. Always. Alright, I'm out. Have fun with cinnamon.